What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Gonna break down the Teofimo Lopez versus Masoyoshi Nakatani fight. Before I do that, man, I want to give our thoughts and prayers go out to Maxim Dadashev. Maxim Dadashev. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, but it's Maxim Dadashev. My thoughts and prayers go out with him, go out to him and his family, man. Devastating. That was a fight leading up to the Nakatani Lopez fight. He suffered a knockout, a TKO loss to Sabril Matias, and he was rushed to the hospital after the fight. They say it's bleeding in the brain. He's going to have to go into surgery. They're trying to contact his wife who's in Russia. So my thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family, man. That's the tough thing about boxing, man. It kind of put a damper on the whole night, man, which was actually two great fights on ESPN Plus, man. It's kind of put a damper on things. But as far as the Lopez fight against Nakatani, Nakatani was very game tonight, man. 6 feet. I thought his height gave Lopez problems fighting a tall fighter. First time in his career fighting a tall fighter. He's going to learn from that experience, man. When you fight a tall fighter, you've got to get inside and so you can get your punches off. You get inside, you'll be able to dominate the action because with your short, quick punches and his long arms, long length, he's not going to be able to get off inside as much as you do. So I think he made a mistake by not getting inside. He did it in spurts, but he didn't do it often enough to make the fight an easier fight. Maybe he could have probably got Nakatani out of there inside of 12 rounds if he was able to, if he would have got inside and worked inside a little bit more and let his hands go. But I thought Lopez did a good job of slipping punches, man. Even when Nakatani caught him with the overhand right, he was able to kind of roll with the punches and kind of take the steam out of Nakatani punches. So I thought his defense he got caught with some shot, but I thought his defense was pretty solid for the most part, man. But I thought, like I said, he didn't work inside enough, man. He was able to land the right hand, and he was able to land the left hook, and he was able to land his power punches. But Nakatani showed a great chin. He was able to withstand those punches, and he kept coming forward. He did a good job of backing Lopez up, man. He backed him up a lot of time. He was aggressive. When I watched a video of Nakatani, he was more of a boxer, technical boxer, good jab, and an overhand right, man. But he showed that he could put pressure on Lopez, which I think surprised Lopez. He was able to back him up. He was able to land some. He was able to dig to the body and land some good body shots with the left hook. So left hook to the body, he was able to land that. And the jab was effective too, as it kept Lopez concerned enough about his jab to not just rush in, and that's the reason why he probably didn't go inside. I thought the jab of Nakatani was able to kind of keep Lopez off balance. But Lopez, one thing he was able to do against Nakatani was Nakatani had a real good jab, like I say, 6 foot long reach, but he was able to catch the jab and shoot the right hand over the top. And I thought he was able to kind of discourage Nakatani from throwing a jab, especially in the middle rounds. But as the fight went on late, Nakatani was able to kind of use that jab more in scores. I thought Lopez's activity rate went down. It was his first 12-round fight. It actually was his first fight going past, I think the furthest he's fought is probably, 6 rounds, I think. It's probably the furthest he's went in a fight. A 6th round, he's knocked somebody out. So he did a good job considering it was his first time fighting a 12-round fight. It's going to be a lot of people saying, oh, man, Lopez got exposed. I don't think he got exposed. I think you put Nakatani in there with a lot of the top fighters at 135 pounds, he probably win. Probably 3. You can make a case. You might say this is blasphemy, but you can make a case that he's probably with Mikey Garcia not at 135 no more. You can make a strong case that Nakatani is the 4th best lightweight. That's name, and you got obviously you got Lomachenko #1, you got Comey #2, you got Lopez #3. You probably got Nakatani #4. Nakatani or Luke Campbell. Who would you favor in a fight between Nakatani and Luke Campbell? I think that'd be a very good fight. I can see Nakatani winning that fight. Some people might think Luke Campbell can win that fight, but that'd be a good fight. So, in my opinion, Nakatani is the 4th best lightweight behind again Lomachenko, Comey, in Teofimo Lopez. But all in all, man, it was a good fight, man. Good thing, good fight, man. Action-packed fight, man. It was a compelling fight, man. You know, it's the first time Teofimo Lopez got tested. I thought he passed the test with flying colors. There's some things he's got to work on, like his inside fighting's got to get better. He's got to use that jab a little bit more. He kind of used it in spots and could rely on his power punches to do the damage. And I thought he did a little bit too much head hunting too. He's gonna have to learn how to work to the body, man. That's another thing that maybe could have got him the knockout in tonight's fight against Nakatani. If he would have went to the body a little bit more, because one thing about it, he was hitting Nakatani with some good head shots, but Nakatani showed a great chin. But if you would have invested in the body a little bit earlier, those head shots later on would have paid dividends. You probably would have got the knockout. So that's some things he got to work on. But I thought he won the fight 10 rounds to 2, 118 to 110 was my scorecard. I think Andre Ward had to fight a little bit closer. I think he had it somewhere around like 116 to 112 of Lopez. I know he had Lopez up by 3 rounds going into the 12th round, and I didn't get who he scored the last round to, but I thought Lopez clearly won the last round. And if Andre Ward scored the 12th round with Teofimo Lopez, he would have had 116 and 112. So I had it 118, 110. I thought it was a clear victory, a dominant performance by Lopez. I thought Nakatani was game, but he just didn't have the power to hurt Lopez, and that was the problem, man. He had a good chin, but he didn't have the power, and he didn't have enough versatility in his offensive game. He basically was shooting the left jab out there, throwing the overhand right, and he was repeating that all the whole fight. And Teofimo Lopez was able to adjust to that. He was able to he knew he would shoot the left jab and then come over the top with the right hand, and he kept doing that over and over again. And Lopez was able to pick that up real quick, and he was able to duck a lot of those right hands. He caught him a couple of times. He hurt Lopez a couple of times in the second half of that fight. He hurt Lopez. I think I saw 2 times that Lopez was hurt. But Lopez showed that he got a good chin. You didn't know in his other fights what kind of chin he had, because all his previous fights were devastating knockouts, never really got tested. But this fight, he showed a lot of grit, a lot of toughness. Showed that he got a real good chin at that weight class. Trying to make the 135-pound lightweight limit, has been problems. Been speculated he's had problems. He's growing out of that division, but he's hired a nutritionist. He said after the fight he had no problem making weight, as he was I think he was 134.4 at the weigh-in. So he said he felt good, felt fresh. He said he's gonna get ready to fight Richard Commey next, and that's gonna be a barn burner. But he's gonna have to be on top of his game against Commey. Commey throws right hands just like Nakatani, but the difference is Commey's it come with more power, and his a little bit coming more faster, and it's coming more straighter. His right hand. I thought Nakatani right hand, when he was looping it a little bit too much, and that allowed Lopez to duck a lot of those right hands. He's not gonna be getting away with that with Commey. Commey throws it at a much faster pace, and he throws it much straighter. So he's got an excellent trainer in Andre Rosier. So they're going to be looking at that video, and they're going to be trying to set that right hand up like Nakatani was doing in the fight tonight. So we'll see what happens, man. It was good fight, man. Good performance by Lopez. A great fight by Nakatani, man. I would like to see him again, man, in another fight against maybe a top 10 fighter at a lightweight, but he might have to move up to 140 actually, because they say he had a hard time making the weight, man. They say in the fighters meeting with Tim Bradley and the ESPN announcers, he said his people had to carry him into the meeting, man. That's how weak he was. They said he was eating fruits all week, so he's having a real hard time making 35 pounds, and the guy's 6 feet. So he looks like a welterweight in there, man, a junior middleweight height wise. So he's gonna definitely have to move up to a junior welterweight probably next fight though. So, but you got some fighters at junior welterweight. You got Jose Ramirez, Maurice Hooker finna fight coming up, and I think in August. You got Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis. You got a lot of competition out there, man. You got Relic out there. That'd be a good fight. Relic and Nakatani. That'd be a real good fight. But that'd be a real good fight, man. But Lopez It's a good learning experience. Good learning experience for Teofimo Lopez. Good learning experience. You know, he got to get back in the gym and work on some things, man. Work on his inside fighting, like I said earlier. Work on shooting his jab more. Work on going to the body. He's got the left hook in the right hand. He's got that both power in both hands, man. He's got that working at a high level already, man. But these things that I just mentioned earlier is some of the things that he's gonna have to get better at, especially when he fight guys like Richard Comey, if he's fortunate enough to get by him, and Vasily Lomachenko. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens, man. He said he thought it's, you know, they asked him how he rated his performance. He said it was awful. He said he needed a lot of, you know, he said he felt that he didn't perform the way he wanted to perform. He said he mentioned the guy's height. He said the guy was 6 feet tall. So he said that was something new that he had to face, and he had a hard time adjusting to his height. He said he ain't got to worry about that. He said all the other fighters that he's gonna be fighting coming up was all short fighters. So he's basically saying he shouldn't have the difficulties he had tonight with Richard Comey or Vasily Lomachenko, because those guys being shorter fighters is basically what he was saying. So we'll see what happens, man. See what's going on, man. They talked about a lot of, before the fight, man, they talked about a lot of, he had a lot of family issues, which I didn't know nothing about it, but they say he got married, and he married a woman that was 6 years older than him, 27. Year-old lady he married, he was 21 years old, and they say his mom and his two sisters didn't approve of it. They didn't show up to the wedding. His dad showed up to a wedding. He ended up moving out of his mom and dad's house because he was staying there all the way up to that point. And he moved and got a house for him and his wife, which you should. You get married, you know, it's time to move out your mom and them house. But they didn't show up to the wedding, so there was a lot of so-called turmoil going on in his family. And they thought maybe they might play into his fight tonight, but I didn't see any of that, man. I just thought he fought a difficult, tall, with a long reach, good chin, kind of awkward type of fighter, man. Gave him problems, man. It was his first time fighting a fighter of that caliber. So when he was able to basically dominate him 10 rounds to 2, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens, man. Like I say, I'll be looking forward to when they announce the fight date for Teofimo Lopez versus Richard Comey. That'll be for the IBF 135-pound lightweight title. I'll be looking forward to that. We don't know whether it'll be on ESPN or ESPN Plus, but that's a fight I'm looking forward to. I'm about to get up out of here, man. It's late night hype Saturday night. About to get up out of here, man. Lay it down, man. Get a little rest, man. Just my breakdown, post-fight analysis on Teofimo Lopez against Masoyoshi Nakatani, and I'm about to be up out of here, man. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.